Hello, we're going to take a look at the 2020 Blizzard Fireside chat.
Hello, Blizzard community. As we look toward the end of a very unusual year, I wanted to pause and connect with everyone briefly as we're unable to have our physical BlizzCon experience this year. It's hard to believe that the first ever BlizzCon was 15 years ago in October of 2005.
Video quality is a bit down. Okay, well.
I personally have a deep love of BlizzCon, and these are strong words from someone who's actually a shy introvert. It's a great opportunity for us to show games in progress, talk to players face to face, and see the creative community in person. It also recharges our geek batteries.
I'm up here.
And while we won't have a physical show this year, we're very much looking forward to BlizzConline early next. We want it to be a big virtual celebration, so BlizzConline will be free to watch and engage in.
I think someone said that was a cheesy name or something. I thought it was a good name. Like, if you was going to come up with BlizzCon being online, BlizzCon Online is... What do you mean, what an awkward name? So you said what an awkward name. How's that an awkward name? It's called BlizzCon otherwise, and it's now going to be hosted online because of the whole COVID stuff. So BlizzCon Online makes so much sense. It's smooth, it works, and it's all in one word. How could that be awkward? That's actually really smooth, in my opinion.
Adjusting to the isolated COVID world that many of us are living in has been a challenge. That said, at Blizzard, we deeply love video games, and we are grateful that games are offering millions of people around the world a way to stay connected. This connection is happening not just in-game, but in surrounding communities as well. We've been cheering together from our homes while watching Hearthstone, World of Warcraft.
This sounds too monotone.
As well as this season of the Overwatch League.
Not hearing the pitches between
in Seoul, Korea last month,
what he's saying.
And it was the most watched Overwatch League match of all time. Congrats again to our first back-to-back champions, San Francisco Shock. We've seen Blizzard communities rallying
like a politician or something,
providing support to each other during the pandemic, taking part
oh no, they're taking their stance. What's going on here? What's this all about? Let's refresh my memory.
Providing support to we've seen.
Oh, we're providing support, are we now?
Communities rally in compassion this year, providing support to each other during the pandemic, taking part in Pride Month activities, uniting in grief over lost friends.
That's wreckful.
Activating in support of social justice. I'm proud of these communities, and I'm also proud of our teams. Despite the many challenges of the pandemic, over 95% of the global Blizzard workforce is working from home, working hard to bring the great experiences that you expect across all of our games.
I just don't know why any of that stuff needs to be mentioned. That's the only problem, right? It never seems genuine to me if someone has to tell you that they're supporting a certain cause. That's the way I look at it. Whilst they are a global company, so it's more traditional to sort of state where their policies are and things like that, it still seems so disingenuous, and I actually believe the opposite when people say that. If I went around and said to my neighbor next door or something like that, I'm actually a big supporter of the LBGT community or something like that, they'll be like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And I'll be like, okay, bye. It's it just feels disingenuous. Like, it just doesn't come up naturally at all. It should be actually, it should just be assumed or within the body language that you do, rather than having to say it out loud or something. It just always throws me off when people do that. It's basically virtue signaling massively. And I always find that sort of very discomforting.
Speaking of games, we recently announced our new Shadowlands release date, and we're looking forward to getting the game in your hands.
The new release date?
November 23rd. Delaying the release was a difficult decision, but we felt it was the right one. We appreciate the positive feedback that we've received on this news. The team is currently pouring a lot of love into bringing the best experience possible.
Well, that's looking nice.
Until then, Shadowlands pre-patch is live, where you've been exploring our revamped character leveling, the new player experience on Exile's reach.
That was good.
And perhaps, most importantly, getting all those hours at the barbershop out of the way with new character customization. So far, you have completed over 10 million visits.
There it is.
For WoW Classic, we've announced Naxxramas, the storied 15
Nax is out.
Final raid from this era. Will go live in December. Kel'Thuzad is personally one of my all-time favorite bosses in WoW. It looks like you're preparing for this event. Already, you've crafted over 6.5 million greater frost protection potions.
Right, I need to log back on. I need to reinstall World of Warcraft Classic because I've got a character that needs to sell a whole bunch of Black Lotus and stuff like that, even though they nerfed Black Lotus annoyingly. I have like greater frost protection potions and stuff like that, so I need to get online. Is Nax out? Nax is out? I've got to sell that stuff.
Be careful out there. We've already seen 9 billion ghosts and wisps from WoW Classic this year. It's a good note to be nice to your healer.
Wow, it's December. Okay,
experiencing this content again, both as developers and as players, is
I'll log
awesome.
in like a week or two before it starts and start selling potions. Or
as well as a new generation of players who have joined.
What do you think? Say, for example, I've got 15 greater frost protection potions, just for argument's sake. Is it better to wait until after Naxxas come out to then start selling those? Because then people might realize that they need them and they didn't realize beforehand, even though everyone just sort of data mines everything and knows exactly how to play the game ahead of time. Or you think it's better before? There's profit to be made. Prices will go up. That's it. I've got to get some money back. I owe Pracky money. He's going to break my legs if I don't give him all of his money back. He gave me 4,000 gold. And I lost a lot of it because they basically nerfed the price of Black Lotus by half. Which was nice because it was supposed to be no changes. So I purchased a whole bunch of Black Lotus like half a year ago, at least. Thinking, well, I can't wait to sell this Black Lotus right at the end of the expansion when it's going to be like at its peak performance. Oh wait, no, never mind. They literally changed the game that they said they were going to do no changes in, and now Black Lotus is worth nothing, or is just barely worth what it is that I paid for it. That was great.
2020 is already a big year for World of Warcraft. To date, you've created over 100 million characters in WoW, and dinged over 1.5 billion levels. And all of this has happened ahead of the Shadowlands launch. Moving on to Hearthstone. We recently announced the newest expansion featuring a visit.
Okay, so who's still playing Hearthstone? Type 1 in chat.
Fair, along with a healthy dose of the old gods. It also comes with a new mode called Duels. We've had a lot of fun playing it internally. I'm really excited to hear what you think. Diablo Immortal is also coming along. We recently conducted our largest ever internal playtest, and we'll be sharing more about our plans as...
Right, what's this deal with Diablo Immortal? Again, let's just say for argument's sake, let's say Diablo Immortal was like really well received at BlizzCon, and everyone was really happy to hear about it. Don't you think the game would have come out like a year ago or so? But because it wasn't well received, it feels like they've delayed it for years. Like, I'm pretty sure this game could have come out like a year ago or something. I didn't think it was going to be like, oh, we're going to announce Diablo Immortal, but you still won't be able to play it for 2 years or 3 years, despite whether it's received well or not. So I feel like they've been holding this one off for so long, hoping that that bad karma sort of goes away for them.
The work progresses. You also know some of our ideas around Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. And
I'm looking forward to Diablo 4.
Other things
I want it to be great.
PC, console.
I'm worried it's just going to be Diablo 3 though.
When we think about development, the highest value to us is the moment-to-moment gameplay that players experience. We are constantly asking ourselves, is this idea fun? Is this an awesome expression of the universe? We're going to apply the same level of craftsmanship that we've always demanded of ourselves to future games, regardless of platform, with the ultimate goal of bringing deep and compelling gameplay experiences to players even more than we already do. Part of having a good game experience is finding ways to ensure that all are welcome within the worlds, no matter their background or identity.
What?
Something we've spoken about publicly a little bit in the past.
Are we projecting again?
Our machine learning system.
Virtue signaling again,
helps us verify player reports around offensive behavior and offensive language. The system has been in place in Overwatch and in Heroes of the Storm. It allows us to issue appropriate penalties quicker, and we've seen an incredible decrease not only in toxic text chat, but an overall decrease in reoffense rates. A few months ago, we expanded this system into World of Warcraft's public channels, and we've already seen a decrease in the time disruptive players stick around by half. And we're continuing to improve the speed and the accuracy of this system. In Overwatch, we recently increased the severity of penalties.
They're creating safe spaces for you guys, so
profanity filter options, giving you the player more control.
You can play more comfortably without being
levels of accepted language,
without having your feelings hurt.
You have the ability to customize those settings as well. These are small steps, but they can add up to lasting change. Combating offensive behavior and encouraging inclusivity in all of our games and our workplaces will always be an ongoing effort.
Why does she look so different to him?
Games have been
what? Look at that face.
In our workplaces.
And then look at her. Literally two completely separate universes. Complete different characters. I mean, I think the idea was that she's basically a human girl that gets kind of teleported or transported into the world of, you know, Warcraft and Hearthstone and all that, but it just seems jarring. It's like, you know, like Warcraft 3 Reforged models and stuff like that. They're just sort of over detailed and don't even really look like Warcraft models. So it comes across as like almost this is a, say for example, it's like a standard sort of Pixar model or Pixar animated character, and it's just like we're using this Pixar animation character and implementing it into our cutscene because we didn't have the other assets that we needed in time.
And encouraging inclusivity in all of our games and our workplaces will always be an ongoing.
Oh, she's from Overwatch instead of World of Warcraft. Is that what it is? Ah. Okay.
Games have been a home to many of us for many years, and they, as well as the community surrounding them, are worth protecting. In February, we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary as a company.
Damn.
30 years is a long time.
Years. 30 years. That's a long time. That is a long time. I would say the first 18 years has definitely been very good, though. But beyond that, maybe start to slip with time. Okay.
Through it all, we've explored and pursued many different gaming experiences to keep up with not only the creativity of our teams, but also the interests of our players. You don't survive long
10 years older than me
without adapting, and you don't survive without people who believe in you, celebrate with you when you get it right. We'll be doing our best to get it right for the next 30 years and beyond.
It's Diablo 2.
I want to thank everyone in the community for their continued enthusiasm.
I'm really waiting for them to announce.
Is also
I mean, the first thing I really think is going to happen, and I've predicted this ages and ages ago, is I genuinely think they have to release a remaster of Diablo 2. Now, I'm not expecting them to change the game like they did with like Warcraft Reforged or anything like that. I'm thinking it's gonna be more similar to the StarCraft remaster, where it's literally just the high fidelity models replacing the original models, or just, you know, higher fidelity in terms of all the models. But I don't think they're going to change the gameplay or any mechanics. I think they should keep everything basically exactly how it was, but just basically make it a little bit sharper. Because I would like to play like Diablo 2 again, but I'm basically waiting until they release the remaster of it, so to speak.
Holding BlizzCon Live. We're very much looking forward to channeling as much of the BlizzCon spirit as we can into an online virtual celebration.
Thank you, Fire Alarm, for
communities across
resubbing.
These games are really at the heart of everything that we do. And so in addition to sharing our latest news, we're also really excited to be spotlighting the very creative community contest submissions and connecting with everyone again albeit virtually this time around. Until then, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, be good to each other. This is the way. Taro Adun, friends.
Okay, I want to see. I want to see. I'll see it in my own spare time. But when Asmongold reacts to that bit where he says "wash your hands," you just know he's gonna say, "Why would I wash my hands? I got a clean dick." He's just no. He's the one person in the world that doesn't need to wash their hands because he has a clean dick. The rest of us do, though. Yikes. D2 will never happen. Brevik said there were many assets lost from the original. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I can play Diablo 2 again with the original graphics because graphics have never been that important to me anyway. But I was assuming that we're going to get a remaster of it because Diablo 4 probably still wasn't going to come out until 2021 at the very latest, and I'm talking like December, but more likely 2022. I really think Diablo 4 is going to be long way away. So they want to keep the Diablo hype train kicking along whilst they're working on Diablo. So they've got the Immortal. Well, let's not worry about that. But they got the sort of the comic series or TV series I think they were going to do with Diablo. And of course, like if you release, say for example, Diablo 2 halfway through 2021 or something, that'll keep the train moving. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Just a quick look at the comments. Let's have a little read of this, shall we? Let's hope for the best here. JFC, I didn't expect to start bawling the second they showed Wreckfall. Say what you want about Blizzard or the toxic side of the community, but for the one day, the support and respect shown for a fellow gamer was overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people turned up to show respect to Wreckfall. Again, when it's shown in this sort of fashion, I wouldn't take it in the sense of Blizzard sort of truly sending their support. It's more kind of, again, virtue signaling and, you know, that kind of stuff when it comes across in this video. As a Blizzard Games player, I would love to see more support to games like HOTS and Hearthstone. Well, have you actually read? Does this guy not even read? HOTS is like, had everything tied away, cut off from it, hasn't it? And Hearthstone probably isn't going to last that much longer in terms of esports. Because I don't know if anyone's still watching it. I think Hearthstone is a fun game, but I don't think it's continued the amount of love it used to have a few years ago. I feel like it's massively dropped off. And Blizzard seem to be quite keen on dropping things now if they don't sort of perform well enough. People still going on about HOTS for some reason. They didn't mention Warcraft 3, although that was obvious. Like, why are they going to mention that? That'd be suicide, really. So much going on about Heroes of the Storm. Not even a single word about Warcraft 3. I wonder why. Yeah. Alright, well, there you go. That's the 2020 Blizzard Fireside chat, basically setting up for the February, rather, of next year BlizzCon Online event. So looking forward to that. I always enjoyed watching BlizzCon Online. Last year I got to go, which was awesome. Shame I won't be able to do that this time because obviously we got the whole thing going down. I think 2021 it might be back on though. How much longer can COVID stretch on for? Let's be honest. But we'll see. But yeah, I always enjoy watching it. It's a bit like a mini Christmas. Just going to have to wait a bit longer for next year to see all the events. Although it's not going to be quite the same. Because they're not going to have like big audiences and big presentations. But we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for watching. There you go.